Come on in and sit down. You cut the hardcore crew chewing the fat. You cut us shooting the shit. You cut us in the moment.
Well, it's not the mic cutting out. It just seemed like it was starting right off from the get-go. So my question is, you guys think it was a technical problem, or you think that was like a storyline thing, or?
I really can't speak because I keep getting freaking Amber Alert things on my TV right in the middle of the dang gum promo.
Oh, really?
It's like, Mississippi is issuing a lost child notice. It's like, bastard, I'm not even in Mississippi. I don't give a shit.
Andy, what's your take on that?
I really think they did a technical thing of, right, Paul, you've had enough airtime now, get off. I think it was a drop the hint to him to wind it in, and because he can talk like me, he can talk for England, so he could talk forever. And I think he did sort of drag on a bit.
Yeah. And not to mention, it was pretty much all the same shit that he said last week, so it was not really that great of a promo, if you ask me, anyways.
Yes.
But guys, yeah,
it's all old shit.
Yeah, you know what? And while we're in the moment, well, there's some rumors that Brock and Vince have been arguing. We still don't know the whole situation. It's possibly that he's been wanting to head over to back to UFC, and that he wanted to go to attend the UFC event this past weekend with Dana White. Vince said he couldn't because he's still under a contract, but Lesnar still went regardless, and Vince reportedly was not happy about this. So, whether this is why they fought last Monday or whether it's something totally different.
I think Brock Lesnar is a very stupid guy, to be honest, because you don't really want to shit on the WWE because they're paying him a nice paycheck. It just goes to show how unloyal the guy is. He doesn't deserve a championship, and if that's how he deals with business, then does he really deserve to have a championship belt? No, because he'll end up doing, as we joked about yesterday, a Lundra Blaze. He'll end up junking it in the trash can. He'll end up walking in a UFC ring wearing the bloody thing.
You know, I wouldn't put him past that to do something like that, but, you know. Lance, your thoughts?
Well, from what I hear, he kind of wants to do what Bobby Lashley does, the whole fight and wrestle at the same time, which I don't know how plausible that would even be logistically. Because one, TNA's schedule is nowhere we all know it's nowhere near as strenuous as the WWE schedule is. Then again, Brock only shows up once every couple of months. So.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you recall, since you brought up Bobby Lashley, the first time Lashley signed up at TNA, well, yeah, he wanted to try to have both the TNA title and the UFC title. Oh, I'm sorry, it was the Bellator title.
Yeah.
Who's to say Brock's not trying to do the same thing here, trying to talk about I don't think WWE would even let that.
Vince
would even
try that. Maniac.
Oh, there's no doubt there. No doubt there. Let's move along. Since we're talking about updates, we might as well do an update now on Samoa Joe. We talked last week about how he moved on to Ring of Honor, but now the reports coming out that he could still be negotiating with the WWE for a contract, but yet they have yet to come to an agreement. We know that Joe is currently booked for several Ring of Honor dates up until at least the end of March. So, if anything, we will not see Joe until at least April in the WWE, if that ever comes to pass. Lance, your thoughts?
He don't need to go to the WWE. He just doesn't. I mean, yeah, some people say, what about, but he's around the same age as Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens, whatever the hell you want to call him. You got to remember one thing, in wrestling, see, Joe's 35. Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens, whatever the hell you want to call him, is 30. There's a big-ass difference. Those 5 years mean a hell of a lot. Because, let's face it, people start winding down to WWE at 35.
Fair enough. Andy, I know how you feel about Samoa Joe. You've pretty much said all the way through that he doesn't need WWE and that he shouldn't be coming into WWE. You pretty much feel the same way?
I think if he comes into the WWE, he'll just shit over what he's... I mean, I'm not a fan, but I'll try and defend the guy as best I can. I just think they'll ruin everything that he's done in the past. I just think they'll shit on him, as Vince likes to do. Vince hasn't made the guy, he's made himself, and Vince doesn't like that, never has done.
Okay, well, last week I really didn't speak up about it, but I want to speak. I think that Joe, even if he comes to the WWE, will he be successful? Probably not. Will he win any world titles? Probably not. He'll probably go as far as NXT. He'll be great, and then when he gets to WWE, that's where he's going to have issues. No doubt. But here's the thing that nobody's really thinking about, and you know what? Joe from the CWA, definitely, and him and I are in agreement on. What this is going to do is going to further his career. Because what happens when he leaves here and he goes to the Indies? He's going to get paid bigger money. Why? Because he's Samoa Joe, formerly a WWE wrestler, as opposed to Samoa Joe, formerly of TNA.
Yeah, the only thing wrong with that is I think everyone knows. It's like if I was Tommy Dreamer, I would like to be known more as an ECW star than a WWE star. And I dare bet when he goes out, they always advertise ECW star. Samoa Joe, whether he likes it or not, is known more for TNA than Ring of Honor. A lot more, although he started in Ring of Honor. I think he's known more as a TNA star. And if he did a year in the WWE, yeah, he's actually appeared in the WWE, but I think more people would know him from TNA than WWE, even if he served a year.
But
I think they treat him, personally, and you know my thoughts on what I'm going to say now, I think they'll treat him the same way they treated Awesome Kong. Couple of appearances, and then, right, we've paid you for a year, go and sit at home and get a bit fatter.
And like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. But when Awesome Kong / Karma left, she was making bigger paychecks.
But, I mean,
it helped her career.
Without looking now, what sort of age is Samoa Joe? Because he
is 35.
You can say he must be in his mid to late 30s. So if the WWE pick him up, put him in a clusterfuck of a match, which they will do, they'll put him in a squash match, and then they say, right, we've just paid you $125,000. We want you to sit at home for a year. Now, in a year's time, he's 36. He's getting on that back foot where he's due to retire. They've just robbed him of a year's worth of work and self-promotion. But WWE are very good at that. How many wrestlers do you hear on shoot interviews say, they paid me $250,000 to sit at home?
We now saw that this past Monday night that AJ Lee is back to the WWE. There's some light rumors that the WWE champion could be featured in the upcoming season of Total Divas. However, Dave Meltzer reports those rumors couldn't be anything further from the truth. Although AJ clearly stated in the past she has no desire to be on the reality show, it's noted that WWE could be keeping her off the show due to her marriage to Phil Brooks, also known as CM Punk. While there's no proof of this, one could say this is a way of the WWE getting back at Phil Brooks through his wife AJ. Andy, I know you've got a lot to say about this, so I'm going to let you chime in.
It tells me one of two things. Normally, if a wrestling star has a husband or wife that's in the business and it goes tits up and goes pear-shaped, whatever, normally both of them end up down the road. Whether they retire, they walk away, they hand the notice in. If one goes, it's normally one out, both out. AJ Lee is still being pushed, as far as I can see, in the WWE, which makes me think that there's some kind of mutual agreement with the WWE and Phil Brooks. We won't use the CM Punk in case they do us for copyright. I think there's some kind of gentleman's agreement that we will let you walk away from your contract to pursue your dreams before you're too old, and then the door will be open when you want to come back. And I think it's a bit like the Montreal screw job. I still think the Montreal screw job was 50% legit, 50% work.
Lance, Meltzer suspects that this is the WWE, punishing AJ. What do you think?
Dave, you crazy, dumb bastard. Y'all know how I feel about Dave Meltzer. I think he's full of shit. We all know CM Punk is extremely protective of his home life. We all know this. Now, could AJ be on next season? Yes, but there will be no home shots, or at least CM Punk will not be there. Because they say, oh, this, because they're punching her, gun punching. Bullshit. Just full-blown bullshit.
The only thing I see wrong with that, I think it was James that mentioned it when we were all talking last night, and somebody brought it up, that Phil Brooks, our friend CM Punk, has been seen followed around by a film crew. Could that film crew be the WWE film crew?
Okay.
I don't think this story of CM Punk and the WWE have ended on bad terms. I think that's a crock of working shit.
About that whole film crew, remember, UFC do a lot of what they call...
They do a lot of documentary.
Yeah.
And they,
Well,
so
the
that is...
The only thing is...
His house.
The only thing is, though, it puts a lot of... To me, looking at it from an outsider, it puts a lot of onus on CM Punk. They've either got put CM Punk against a no-hoper for his first match, or they are spending all this money on CM Punk, marketing CM Punk, who they're not supposed to favoritism. They're not supposed to have favoritism. Dana White isn't for any of his stars, like Vince isn't. If he lets them down on his first fight and he has his arse handed to him, they've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on having a film crew following him around for months, and they're going to like a bunch of lemons. So that tells me one of two things. Number one, they are marketing CM Punk, hoping he's going to bring them a lot of followers. And number two, CM Punk's first fight is either going to be a clusterfuck, where even I can beat the guy, or the guy is just going to drop on his arse for a paycheck.
Either way, but like you said, CM Punk is a major draw, so they know they're going to have to suck this up for every penny. They're going to be, that makes sense. But getting back to the AJ situation with the Total Divas, even if it's possible, we don't even know if this is a fact. We talked about how, Phil's very private. Could we even spin it that maybe, he doesn't want her in the show, the Total Divas, because, as we just said, that almost every diva who has a relationship has their spouse or the significant other on that show. Now, AJ is going to be kind of like the odd woman out.
From my point of view, if it was like my missus, I wouldn't be very happy. If I'm supposedly having a feud, it would come over to me as she seems to be not taking my side of the argument. They supposedly fired me on the day of my wedding, which he made this big deal about on Colt Cabana's thing, and for his wife to stick with the WWE.
I don't think she's going to go to the Total Divas. I think it's just, there's rumors, but I'll believe it when I see it. We're going to wrap up this edition of In the Moment. Make sure you like and comment this video, and please follow us at our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Andy, where can everyone find you at?
Yeah, you can find me on www.stokehaunted.com, or you can find me at Andy Weatherall on Facebook, sorry.
It's one of those nights.
Yeah.
We're the incomparable Lance Moss, and you can find him on youtube.com/Lance Moss TV. Lance, what do you got going on?
Album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck filmmaking videos, musical equipment reviews, some rants, the archives of controversies and scandals, and also check me out on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV.
Get on over there and subscribe. And also, anytime you want to follow us, check us out at facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And if you want to check out more videos like this, check us out at YouTube at youtube.com/HWR Show. So for everyone here, I'm your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you.
Thank you for listening to this edition of In the Moment. Make sure you follow us at any one of our locations, whether it's YouTube, Dailymotion, and now SoundCloud.com under the name HWR Show. Until the next time, this is your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you.